Despite the Secretary of State's efforts to maintain control, tension continued to mount. Radical Islamists targeted followers of Jesus, their threats and ideology gaining momentum. Over the years, ideas cloaked in tolerance had crept into the minds of the American university staff and students, promising a vision of peace. But the harsh reality now surrounding them revealed the cost of that promise. Many students had embraced the notion of Islam as a religion of peace, drawn to the noble-sounding idea of global harmony. Yet, what once felt abstract had now turned dangerously real. Dar al-Harb, the house of war. The belief that anything unconquered is a perpetual battleground by law. After the lightning storm, this ideology spread like wildfire, gaining footholds everywhere.
And then there is Fatih Nasikh. He frames this conflict as a winner-takes-all battle for truth, salvation, and the destiny of all people. His words carry a chilling ultimatum. Anyone who opposes Islam will pay. Words turn into action, and hateful rhetoric transforms into violence. It was just a matter of time. The students, swept up under the guise of peace, soon discover a bitter truth that those of us in the Middle East have long known. To turn away is to risk prosecution. The bullying tactics are escalating quickly into brutal acts, and the consequences growing deadlier by the day.
The protests had begun at the university, quickly spread to the White House, and now had reached the steps of Lew's church. Outside, Fatih's followers crowded the street, their voices filled with threats aimed at anyone attempting to enter. The catalyst for all this rage was a recent cartoon making its rounds, a depiction of the Prophet Muhammad being deceived by a demon. The image portrayed Muhammad in the cave, not receiving revelation from Gabriel, but from a demon disguised as an angel. Beneath it, a caption warned against receiving any other gospel, calling it a perversion of Christ's message. The cartoon didn't stop there. It labeled Muhammad as a blind guide leading his followers into the pit of hell. The cartoon had ignited a firestorm. For Fatih, it was intolerable, an insult. Beyond furious, he declared the cartoon an abomination and called for violent retaliation against the Christians responsible. The streets outside the church swelled with enraged followers, their fury now a weapon aimed squarely at Lew's congregation. The spirit of Dajjal lingers in this place, Fatih's voice cut through the crowd. These lies must end. Another man with him shouted about the Mahdi, a ruler who would soon come, bringing justice and peace to the earth. They were in a frenzy, their voices rising with each proclamation. A photographer's camera flashed, capturing Fatih's impassioned gestures, his figure illuminated by the angry mob's fervor. Izzy's breath caught as he recognized the photographer instantly. Jacob, his childhood friend from the old city of Jerusalem. Seeing Jacob at the center of this chaos filled Izzy with a deep sense of betrayal. A heavy ache settled in his chest. How could he be here, among them? Izzy wondered, his mind racing. The realization struck him hard. Had Jacob too fallen prey to the weight of culture and his tradition? The thought twisted in Izzy's mind, leaving him torn between anger and sorrow as the mob's cries grew louder around him. Allah inspires Isa, Fatih declared. No power on earth will stand against them. Isa and the Mahdi, not even Dajjal. As Izzy and Ira attempted to enter the church, the protesters sneered, aiming their insults at Ira's frail form. The young female student from before pointed her Quran at them, accusing,
"You will know Dajjal because he will defend the Jews."
"Cut the lies at the root before they grow again." Fatir's words rang out over the noise. Jacob's camera snapped once more, freezing the moment of tension and time. It was only then that Jacob noticed Izzy going inside. Inside, Lew's sermon began, his words piercing through the fear. He spoke of Peter's denial of Jesus and the forgiveness that followed. "On this rock, on Peter's confession, I will build my church," said Lew. "The confession that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and the gates of hell will not overcome it." His words resonated with his congregation, offering a fragile strength. "It's not a new thing that comes upon us. Those who persecute you will believe they are doing the righteous works of their God. There is only one salvation, the blood of Christ. Yet, we will still live to share the gospel, even if it leads to an executioner's blade. Again, it's his blood that saves, not our martyrdom." The congregation was silent, some weeping, others bowing their heads, as the organ music swelled, a soft, contemplative tune that underscored the weight of Lew's words. Outside, the faint, hostile chants of the protesters served as a stark reminder of what awaited them. Lew's voice softened as he continued. "It is the blood of Christ alone that saves a man's soul. I went to church, I prayed, I sang, and even taught his word. But I never fully believed, and now, like Peter, I find myself begging for the Christ I never truly trusted." The lightning rapture painted a clear distinction between Christians who walk the path of holiness and those who walk with one foot in the world. "And he has spit us out of his mouth." His eyes found Izzy, his words bearing a heavy, personal weight. "It was unbelief and disobedience that kept Israel wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. Prepare the way of the Lord. Make straight the path of your heart." After the service, Lew led them through a silent playground toward an adjacent building, now converted into a living quarters for the displaced. On a typical Sunday morning, this place would have been filled with children and teenagers, chatting and laughing. The empty swings creaked in the wind, a haunting reminder of lives lost. Their absence cast a gloomy and somber atmosphere. This void in the heart, especially for those who had lost their children to the strange phenomenon, was impossible to fill. Inside a dimly lit room, a large young man named Luke sat at a computer, his thick glasses reflecting the blank screen. Vincent, a man of few words, sat on a nearby bunk, leafing through a Bible. "This is Ira in Israel," said Lew. Luke adjusted his glasses, giving Ira's beard a respectful nod.
Good beard.
The initial introductions were brief, and as night fell, they gathered for a sparse meal.
Later that evening, Ira nudged a carrot and a few peas on his plate, slowly chewing until they were soft enough to slide down his swollen throat. Conversation remained sparse. I wrapped a blanket around Ira's shoulders, hoping it would bring him some warmth.
"The old man's dying," Vincent said, matter-of-factly, his tone unnervingly detached. Izzy tried to ignore him, focusing instead on Ira's breathing. Out of the corner of his eye, Izzy saw Luke studying Ira closely.
May I?
Pointing his large finger at Ira's phone. "It's dead," Ira murmured,
I think I can get you powered back up.
his large fingers extending towards the phone.
Smartphones get real stupid without power and connectivity. No juice, no smarts.
Ira nodded, and Luke got to work, lifting the window shade to reveal a solar-powered charging setup rigged in the window.
As long as the sun's out, we're good.
Connecting Ira's phone to a couple of carefully placed wires, Luke returned to his blank computer.
When they bring the internet back up, I'll be ready.
Vincent flipped pages in the Bible, muttered, "That's the only reason I'm still here." Luke turned, surprised. "The power outage will tear apart the economy," Vincent continued, his tone low. "What happens to all the online money if those records are gone?" he asked.
Gone, gone,
said Luke, almost playfully, but the weight of his word fell hard. Vincent's gaze grew hollow as he considered the gravity of his own question. "I was never home much," Vincent said, closing his Bible and glancing at Ira and Izzy. "I just wanted to take care of my family. I wasn't doing anything wrong. Everything I could do to give them a good life, I did it. What kind of God punishes a man for that?" He looked at Izzy and Ira, his expression pleading for an answer, but before they could say anything, he just shook his head. "Thought not." Within the hour, Luke managed to revive Ira's phone using his solar-powered setup. The screen lit up with a cherished photo of his wife, Beth, and Ira's face softened as he gazed at it.
You'll get back to her, but you have to eat,
Luke said.
Over the next few days, Luke, not a small man, began giving his meals to Ira, every last bite. It's a selflessness neither Ira nor I expected. And slowly, Ira began to rally, though the damage from the smoke hasn't let him recover completely. Luke's unexpected kindness has brought Ira a small but much needed measure of strength, and, to everyone's surprise, an unlikely friendship has blossomed. Luke's ADHD and boundless curiosity are a sharp contrast to Ira's steady calm, creating a dynamic that even I can't help but find amusing. Just the other day, I stumbled upon them in the middle of an animated conversation, both talking over each other with the energy of schoolchildren. They laughed almost in unison before insisting, "Oh no, you go ahead." I have to admit, the lighthearted moment caught me off guard. I've never seen Ira let his guard down or interact with anyone like that before. For a fleeting moment, the weight of the world seemed just a little lighter.